Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is A Chef's Life, and today we are back in the mod cabin to look at another mod called Earth's MOBS mod by Bakuchan 500. Right, so this mod adds loads of new mobs that are actually very familiar because they are the mobs from the spin-off game Minecraft Earth. Now for those who don't know what Minecraft Earth was, it basically added loads of these mobs, some that are even actually in the mod that are scrapped or didn't really make it in the game itself, but the modder Bakuchan did manage to implement them in his mod. And one of them actually did make it into the game, which was the glow squid. This guy. So first up is the cluck shroom, which is pretty much a simple concept of the mushroom and a chicken together, basically a mushroom chicken. And gradually over time, just like the normal chicken, it'll drop a bunch of smelly eggs, which of course hatch mushrooms and brown cluck shrooms. I did not know they were in the game, but now they are. Seems like, oh, okay, so it's random. Next up is the fancy chicken, which is very fancy. It's a bit taller than the normal chicken, has a brown giant feather coming out, and I don't really know what that's called. And it lays these fancy eggs, which kind of look like diamonds if they were eggs. And then you can just get baby versions of fancy chickens, as well as a fancy feather. Now this one right here is called the teacup pig, which was actually one of the scrapped, if not maybe planned mob. And basically it's what I would say what a baby pig should look like in the vanilla game. Just such a tiny piglet with a big snout and everything. It's just so cute. And even better, you can have them with you. You can take them along with you in your adventures. Like, look at them. Next up is actually another very interesting one. It's another variant of a already existing mob, and that is the horned sheep. Now, I don't really know if it'll ram at me, because from what I remember, because I did play Minecraft Earth, is that when you have two of these guys together, they actually like ram into each other, which was a really interesting feature to see in the game. And so yeah, so they just drop pretty much what a sheep drops, but they also get, or you also get, a sheep horn, which it doesn't really do much, just kind of an item that you can collect. So next up is the jumbo rabbit. Now this is just basically what it sounds. It's just a big jumbo sized rabbit, and the only difference that it has other than the rabbit is that it drops, I think, a lot more rabbit hide. That's pretty much it. And they're also biome dependent. I'm pretty sure in the game Minecraft Earth they all had the same variant, which was a brown one. Next up is the hyper rabbit. Now this one does have a unique drop, just like some of the other ones we've seen so far. And this one actually just looks like a much more rugged version of a rabbit. Just basically a rabbit that just woke out of bed every morning. Now we're gonna try and get the drop, because it does have a unique drop. Whoa. See, it did something there. I think if you hit it, they have like this weird 3D-ish effect. I think it's supposed to make it seem like it's running faster. And we have the hyper rabbit foot. Now, what this does is something interesting. So we kind of already saw it with the hyper rabbit itself, but we have a potion of hyper spark, which you use, I'm assuming similar to the jump potion, but instead of a rabbit foot, you use a hyper rabbit foot. And so you can drink this hyper potion and you get the same 3D effects. Now when you run and all that, Gives you that little 3D effect. It kind of just follows you along. It's so weird. I don't know if you can see it when you're doing it yourself. Now, I guess it's supposed to be a different version of speed. I think what would be cool is that if it worked like speed, except with speed you'd kind of gain the speed immediately, but with this you'd like gradually, oh yeah, so it does what I was about to say. So you just gradually start sprinting forward and you like slowly catch up more speed, which I think would be cool, kind of better than the speed potion, but who knows. This is actually really cool though. I think if you don't jump, you kind of go a lot quicker, which honestly I think would kind of be better than the speed potion. You know, I think if the hyper rabbit and the hyper potion would become a real thing in the game, I think what would be the best use case for this, so it doesn't ultimately defeat the purpose of the rabbit foot, is to use this on the jump potion, just so it'd make sense. So yeah, that is the hyper rabbit and the hyper rabbit foot and the hyper spark effect. Next up, we're looking at the Moo Bloom. Now, people are probably going to be a little upset about this because the Moo Bloom actually almost came into the game. So basically, this is a kind of mushroom-like mob that just has these new yellowish flowers. They're not daisies, I think they're called buttercups. And it does have a sibling, which is the Moo Lip. Get it because of the tulip, even though those are pink daisies. But yeah, so we got the Moo Bloom and the Moo Lip. And so here we have the buttercup flower and the pink daisy flowers, which I'll showcase them by putting them all over my house. Just gonna have a bunch there. Put a bunch here. And I guess put more here just to showcase them off. So yeah, these are the buttercup flower and the daisy. Right, so next up we're going to take a look at 4 new cows. Now, we did just look at the Moo Blooms and the Moo Lip, but these are just normal cows, sort of. So here we have the woolly cow, which is basically a snow cow for pretty much these biomes that we're in already. You'll find them spawning every now and then, as well as the Umbra cow, which is another variant of the woolly cow. I'm not too sure where you'd find this one. I'm pretty sure you find them both in the same biome, but I think this one would make more sense in the plains or maybe mountains. I know this one also spawns in the mountains, so I guess plains, since it kind of just looks like a yak. Now you can shear these two and get basically black wool and brown wool, and this is what they look like underneath, naked. Now for the next 2 cows, they're sort of more just regular cows, nothing too different other than just their texture. So this is the albino cow, very albino looking with the red eyes, kind of just looks like a killer cow. And this one is the cream cow. Doesn't do anything different, doesn't give you like any type of like cream or butter or anything, just kind of there for the sake of being a different variant. Now next up we have the duck, and well, it just sounds like a chicken. I don't think they have like a swimming animation. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. So yeah, these are the ducks, and the only thing they drop is just duck eggs. Go to your mama now. Get out of here. So next up are going to be 2 new golems, the first being this melon golem. Now, this guy does attack just like the normal snow golem, and yeah, just shoots a bunch of seeds at their targets. You can even shear them and you get its head, which looks like this. So you can shear melons and you get the carved melon. There's even a second variant, which kind of just... Oh. Yeah, there we go. Just shoots its seeds. Which shoots melon seeds and dies. Next up is the furnace golem, which I'm gonna make just to show how you do it. So you need 1 iron block, 1 blast furnace, 2 smooth stone blocks, and 1 carved pumpkin. And now he's going off to attack. Come on, do it. Shoot your little fire blaze thing. I don't think he's gonna let me help you. There we go. Yeah, and that's the furnace golem. So in Minecraft Earth, initially what it would do is shoot kind of like this line row of fire, whereas here in the mod just kind of sets his face on fire and just kind of they just kind of hit them like if they have fire aspect on their hands. That's pretty much it. Next up is the magma cow, and this is our first nether mob, and this is what it looks like. Just kind of a dark cow with fire coming out of its horns, its legs. It's just really cool. It's just kind of, you know, like really just a magma cow. So they spawn in the basalt deltas and they hunt. In the mod it says that they hunt magma cubes, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, these guys would actually pair up really well with the frogs if you wanted to make a frog light farm. So just have these guys attack the big slimes, they'd go small, and then the frogs eat them, and boom, you get frog light farm. These guys don't drop much actually, they just drop basalt. Next up is the zombified pig. Now this kind of just takes away the ability of getting zombie piglins in the overworld, but you get this guy. Just kind of a zombified pig, and that's really all it is. I don't think they attack you. No, they just run away. So next up we have the baby gas. This is what they look like and sound like. Just little floating jellyfish basically. So I wonder, do they attack you? They do. Is that all you got, buddy? Do they explode actually? I don't know if it'd be a good idea to stand there. No, they don't. Ow. Okay, I'm about to... Right. So yeah, those are the baby gas. Here we have our first hostile mob, and I might have to turn it to nighttime. There we go. So what these guys do is, basically they just shoot out their rotten flesh at you, and we're gonna show what that does, what that looks like. Ow. And they also give a hunger effect similar to the husk. Here's slimes. Oh, that's cool. Their flesh kind of bounces. That's weird, but cool. Yeah, if you get close enough to them, I think they'll just come and attack you like normal. Basically a ranged zombie. So this is the Bouldering Zombie. Basically what the Bouldering Zombie does is he just tries to climb at you, and this would be actually a really cool zombie variant for the caves. It does give me cave looking vibes. Probably in the deep slate caves actually, that would be really cool. So yeah, they just kind of try and get to you like that. Kind of like the spider. So those are the zombie variants. They don't really drop anything unique, just basically just flesh and normal zombie stuff. So next up we have the skeleton wolf, which is honestly one of my favorites, probably one of my top 3 favorites. And yeah, I mean, it's just basically a skeleton wolf, and I'm pretty sure they do attack. Oh, yep, they do, instantly. There is a wither skeleton variant of them, and that's what they look like. Same thing. I think it'd be really cool if they had the blue soul fire look to them instead. I don't know. So next up we have the bone spider. Now these guys are really cool looking. I think this one's definitely like my second favorite mob out of this mod and the game. And yeah, they're just basically a bone-ish spider, and they do something a little similar to what we've seen already. Basically just, so in the game they would shoot. Oh, okay, there we go, yeah. They shoot bone shards at you, which for some reason sound like eggs. Yeah, but that's a cool sound anyways. So yeah, not too dissimilar from the spider. All it really does is that it shoots bone shards at you, which look like this. I don't really know how you get them by crafting them. I think the only way you can get bone shards is by killing the bone spiders. There's even a snowy stray variant, which would belong in basically these biomes. And same thing, they just shoot bone shards at you with a slowness effect similar to the stray. Or actually, they shoot you with a freeze effect, so that's a bit different. So we're down to the last 2-3 mobs, and this one is the tropical slime, who is supposed to be a bit bigger than that. There we go. And basically it's just a blue slime, which would spawn in the ocean biomes if that actually would work, but I don't think Baku has a code for that. And so yeah, you just kill them like normal slimes, except that when you kill each one, they drop tropical fish. And they just keep getting smaller. And yeah, one thing that is a bit different than the normal slimes is that you can grab a bucket of water and you can basically carry them in a bucket. But they need to be the smaller versions first. And the tropical slimes do work with the frogs. They do end up getting eaten by them. And they just drop, well, tropical fish and a tropical ball. And with the tropical ball, you can actually make a tropical slime block, which is a new variant of the slime block. So you just grab 9 and you can just make them like this. You just get tropical slime. Now there's not too much of a difference. It's actually not even like kind of accurate to the item form. It's basically like transparent slime. I think the center bit needs to be a bit darker because you can see that it's there. But yeah, I think what would be cool about the tropical slime block to make it a bit different is to make it more sinkable than the honey block. Because I think that would make sense since it's more of like a watery slime version. Kind of just looks like another form of ice. It is a bit glitchy though. So the last mob, which is the last hostile mob, is the Viller Witch. And it's basically just an Omega Witch, a much more powerful variant of the witch. Why is your nose doing that? That is so weird. It's like there's another. You're really magical, I'll say. So really quickly, I'll just show off that they kind of just drop a various amount of items. They do drop all the different dusts and then some glass bottles, but what they do drop that's a bit unique are bone spider eyes, lapis lazulis, bone shards, poison, and slowness, and they drop lingering potions of poison and slowness. Now, in terms of how they do in a fight, I wonder. Ooh. So she drank a potion. I don't know what potion. So she seems to be dropping lingering potions instead of how the witches just drop splash potions, which I think would be interesting to see in the vanilla game, where they just drop. Ow. Okay, she successfully managed to get one on me, which I think would be a bit more interesting, since you don't really get lingering potions much up until you fight the Ender Dragon. So I'm pretty sure she has more health than the witch as well, which the witch actually has a lot of health. And yeah, she just has the same behaviors as a witch. She just throws a bunch of lingering potions instead of splash potions. Now those are all of the mobs that were added. Now this is one mob that has a change variant. Actually, it has two, which is the pig. And the first one was with the a zombified pig. But with this one, we have a new item, which is mud. A new item and fluid, which I think would be a nice third fluid to the game. I don't know why they didn't decide to add that with the swamp update with 1.19. This would actually be really cool. Now, what is really cool is what it does to the pigs. So this one, you basically just put a pig in mud and you get the muddy pig. So basically you get a muddy pig variant, which I think is really cool in the way that you get it. And it just has like this really dark brown tulip. I don't know why it's dark brown. It's supposed to be red or any of the other colors that is in the game. There is a variant of the muddy pig that actually is as well as which is also in Minecraft Earth and basically is the dried muddy pig variant. So now we just gotta wait for it to dry. So it seems like with the muddy pigs, they for some reason get a random color on their flower, and these are supposed to be tulips, so there's only 4 colors of tulips. I don't know why they have green, blue, and brown. But what I did find out you could do is actually use water buckets to clean them up, which I think is really cool. There is also supposed to be a dried variant of them, but it seems that's the one that I have kind of wandering around isn't drying up for whatever reason. But yeah, that's the muddy pig. And for the mud, you can actually make dirt farm-ish, I guess. And for the water, it turns it into mud blocks, which I don't know if that makes sense, but we'll just go with the Minecrafty way of it. So the rubies are going to be the last thing we look at, and this is the ruby block, which is cool. I could see it's definitely inspired off of the Minecraft Earth ruby block currency design, because rubies were actually in Minecraft Earth, but they were actually supposed to be the equivalent of mine coins, and basically an in-app currency. And for some reason, you can't craft the ruby block. You could only really get it through creative. And yeah, that's the Minecraft Earth mod. That's about everything. These are some really wonderful mobs that for a lot of us I wish were in the game. And so yeah, that's about it. Those are all the mobs, items, blocks. Some of them don't really do much at the moment. I'm pretty sure the modder's still finding out what to do with them. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like and let's see if we can get 10-15 likes maybe. And if we do that, then I'll upload in less than a week. That'll be the prize. Comment down below which one of the mobs was your favorite and want in the game. For me personally, it'd probably be the Bouldering Zombie and Bone Spider. And yeah, check out the mods in the description, and that'll be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Alright, my package should be here any minute now. Where are you, mailman or woman?